Yours.
Mine?
The
I thought I
radio
took
page.
that down. I don't know.
I was
have
just
no
looking
idea.
at it today.
Really? You don't have to. You know? Did you quit it? You didn't quit it.
Uh-oh, sorry.
Playing fast and loose with this one, aren't we?
Are we starting already?
We probably have already. Probably been on the air for like 15 minutes. You know.
We're really not good at this.
Speak for yourself, Tonya.
I am not. I will admit I'm not good at this.
I am a broadcast professional.
Yes.
I know.
And I'm bringing you down. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. You're not. Actually, you're making me look good right now. Because I have no idea where I'm at. Are we on the air, Mr. Producer?
Uh-oh.
We're on the air. So
All
we're
right.
going to start this.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Live on Facebook and out in front of the Lord and everybody. And we usually start by going, paws up, cats and kittens. And welcome to Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com. We are sitting here at 111 Hickory Street on the square of Denton, Texas, in the mighty Vic, the Visitors Information Center.
It's beautiful in
Yeah,
here.
I know. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, I love
It's
this
just-
mural over here.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
That's very nice. That's very nice. I haven't figured it out yet, and I don't know why I'm not on there. Oh, I am. Okay, in the corner. Anyway, we are here at the Mighty Vic by Cats and Kittens, once again bringing you some broadcast excellence. And we're looking outside. It is a beautiful night here in downtown Denton.
It is. The
And
sun's
we
out.
got some humanoids walking up and down. I don't know if the speakers are on outside yet because nobody's looking in the window going, what in blazes is going on? There we go.
Oh,
Hi.
yeah?
There you
Yeah?
go. Hi.
Hey, how's it going out there?
We have live humans on the outside. And who we have in the studio tonight? We have the
Tonya.
lovely and talented Tonya Blum
That's me.
joining. We've known each other for a
Too
while.
many years.
Too
Please
many-
don't give away my age.
Honey, you want to talk about age? We can. But no, we have known each other for a good deal of time. I met you back in the day when we were doing the open mic at Banter.
Yes, one of my favorite places. I miss it so much.
It was a great place.
Yes,
it
it
really was. And there were a lot of good memories. And we met a lot of great people who are actually still around, by the
a
way.
lot of people playing music around town still.
Still.
Yeah.
And some of them have moved on to greener pastures, as they would think. But, you know.
Sure, but Banter was a great place for people to start.
It
And
was. It was awesome.
A lot of my friends, a lot of talented musicians.
Yep.
A lot of people I met got
And
started there.
Under the circumstances in which we met, and I always love this about that particular, it was an open mic, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet. Old Mr. Joe Pinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old Mr. Joe was great.
Old-
I just saw him recently, actually, when he played, he didn't play this last time, but they've been doing their first Tuesday thing at Andy's
Yes.
for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And I just hung out with him while the Not So Hot Club played.
Yeah.
I guess he had a broken foot or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he went through a little bit of ailment there, but he's always around and he's always up and jumping and the Not So Hot Club. Do you like Andy's? Did you like the way
I
they've done
like the new. Yeah, I love
that
the way
awesome?
they remodeled in there. It looks
it?
great.
Me too. It's lovely, and I've always loved Andy's, and I've played at Andy's about 1,000 years. It's just that now the way they've done it, and they've put all that effort into it, and you don't feel like you need to take a shower when you leave, which is awesome.
Well, that's that helps with most of the places in town. They don't.
This is true. This is true. We do some renovations.
But I love the setup now. It makes more sense with where the stage is. The sound is better.
Sounds awesome.
I don't feel like
the
I'm gonna
stage is
fall
better.
off the balcony
I
anymore.
don't. Did you ever play that stage when it had the hole in the middle?
I don't remember a hole in the middle. I have played that stage. Maybe they covered
There
it or
was
something.
there was a divot. There was a hole in the middle, and it usually the way they would set up, it was usually right in front of the drums. And I would back up, and I would inevitably hit that hole, and just kind of whoa, and Chris was like, "Don't fall on me, dude." And so, you kind of
Little more
stumble
drama
around a
in the
little bit. But also another wonderful characteristic of Andy's was I remember we were playing there one night, and I was getting hit in the face with water. And I look over, and the bell of Abby's trombone is just completely covered in water. And what it was is Pascal's was dripping on us the entire gig. And so, yeah, we had water falling
like
on
the
us.
pipes busted or something, or
No, it wasn't busted. It was just old, I think.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just ancient. And so we were getting drenched from upstairs, and it was kind of nasty. And
Sounds like a
again,
good show.
yeah, it was great. It was great. So
I'd
they
be flinging the
fixed all
trombone
that.
around. You're going.
And the water's going everywhere. But they now have a guard literally that's the size of the stage that hangs above your head.
Oh, to protect you from the dripping.
I guess so. Because I haven't been dripped on since. So anyway, we do love Andy's and anyway, we have digressed.
Like we do.
Back to banter. Back to banter. And this is one of the things I loved about it is when I met you, Joe Pinson, who was a regular at Banter, was teaching musical therapy.
Music therapy.
Music therapy at TWU, yes?
Yes, he was my professor.
Yes, and he made you guys, forced you guys.
Actually, they didn't do that when I was a student.
It was voluntary?
Yeah, when I was a student, it was like, hey, you guys should go out and play the open mics. And I was like, oh, maybe.
Well, he started bringing,
right,
you had to do the finals.
After me, they made it mandatory after I graduated.
So everybody, he would bring them up. We would take one night of the open mic and dedicate it to Mr. Joe and his music therapy classes, and they would have to get up and play one tune.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I came out and watched them a few times. David and I would come out and watch the new students coming up.
Yep, come out, check it out. Yeah. But I mean, your buddy Sherry showed up. That's where I met her.
Yeah,
and
she's the music therapist for Denton ISD.
Is she now?
One of them, yeah.
Very cool.
Along with my friend Eric, we were in school together.
Right.
And they are both now the two main music therapists in Denton ISD.
For Denton, I didn't know Denton ISD had a music
They have
therapy.
a very nice program, actually.
Really?
They have the two of them plus interns every semester.
Right. So, and that's awesome that they're doing that. The lovely and talented Jennifer Engel, who is now Shimmylicious. Have you checked that out?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yes, we did a show not so long ago. Actually, I say not so long ago. It was in February. But Jennifer was belly dancing under the name of Shimmylicious. So these are all the alumni from Banter's open mic. But what came of all of this, besides the fact that we met and we actually did a few gigs together and things like that and hit it off? Music therapy.
Yes.
What in blazes is, I'm sure we all want to know, what in blazes is music therapy?
I've gotten this question so many times.
Then you should be good at answering it.
Hopefully I don't mess it up. Music therapy is using music to achieve non-musical goals. That's the simplest answer. Using music to achieve non-musical goals.
What type of non-musical goals?
Fine motor skills, gross motor skills, communication skills, social and emotional skills, academic skills, even just to improve quality of life.
Really?
Yes. So music therapists work in all range of different different populations.
Right.
Like we've just talked about, Denton ISD has 2 music therapists on staff. I've worked in some of the school districts throughout North Texas as a contract music therapist in the past. And I've also done work in some senior homes with people with Alzheimer's and elderly. But in general, my specialty has been children with special needs.
Right.
That's where I've spent most of my time. But music therapists work in hospitals, in psychiatric facilities, in rehab clinics, just about any place where you have somebody who needs social counseling or physical therapy or occupational therapy. Music can also help with those.
I understand that completely. So do you actually teach students to play music? Sometimes.
But in music therapy, generally the goal is not to learn an instrument.
Right.
Generally the goal of music therapy.
So you don't walk in there and say, okay, you're going to be Jimmy Page, and you're talking to somebody who has no...
No, however, I am working with a 5-year-old right now who would love to be Jimmy Page, and he's taught me more about music from the 60s and 70s than even I knew.
Really?
So I have started working with him on
awesome.
Ukulele. Little boy at a autism therapy clinic.
Yes.
And he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you're teaching, I guess listening is part of this therapy that goes on, and
well, of course.
How to listen, because not everybody knows how to listen to music. I mean, there is a way to do it rather than just plugging it in and going about your business.
I've done some lyric analysis
Right.
with children who, in crisis centers or
Right.
in crisis units
Right.
in the school district. We've done some drumming, but we've also done some lyric analysis where I'll pull out songs and we talk about these things that are related
What
to
do
their
you think this means?
right. What does this
And-
mean to you?
Right.
And
What kind of songs would you use for lyric analysis? Let me guess. Beatles?
I could use anything, honestly.
What have you used?
I've used music all from every genre. I've used the Beatles. I've used you've got me on the spot.
Cole Porter? Cole Porter, stuff
No,
like that? Or-
generally
That's good because Cole
generally
Porter's
song
music,
yeah, well
that's filthy. It's
I generally work with children.
okay.
But usually I'm going to work with songs that are going to tell a story.
Right.
And, less jazzy songs, more story type songs.
Right.
Even pop music. I usually take music that's going to be, you know what? I agree with you. However,
We've
you
always
want
had
to
this
use the
argument.
music that is appropriate for the client, not appropriate for you.
I know. Okay. Okay.
So I have actually done some songwriting stuff based off a Taylor Swift song before.
Really?
With a little 14-year-old that I worked with. Yeah.
Cool.
We took a Taylor Swift song and we rearranged the lyrics and she wrote her own words to be about her life and, our...
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it was great.
It teaches them to relate to not only what they're hearing, but to actually take that and apply a creative process of their own to it. So that's fascinating.
There's a place for pop music.
I know. And
I don't necessarily listen to it, but there's a place for it,
I
and it's
never do.
useful, especially if you've got somebody who prefers that music.
Yes.
You want to use music that is popular during their younger years.
Right.
Music from your 15 from the age of 15 to 25 is the music that's going to most stick with you.
Yes, it'll stay with you for the rest of your life. It certainly has with me.
It's also the most influential on you.
Right. So when you work with children and people, I guess, because it's not limited to children, say with autism, how do you approach that? I mean, do you have to approach each student in their own individual way?
Oh, yeah.
Is that just a rule of thumb for everybody?
Of course.
Yeah.
I would never go into a session thinking, oh, this child has autism, so I'm going to do this set of songs and we're going to work on these goals.
You don't have a blanket
No.
set or you don't have a
I don't even go
script.
in and work with a child I've never met before.
Right.
I usually go in and observe them or talk to somebody that they're familiar, somebody who works with them every day, like their parents or their other therapists or their teacher. I'm going to do an evaluation on them first and figure out what they need, what their strengths are, and what music they prefer before I ever set up with them. Then I'll do like a type of example session. That's not the best word. An assessment session, basically.
Right.
I'll set up things that I think based on those interviews with the child and with the people they know or what songs they like. I'll set up a whole session to kind of introduce ourselves to each other musically.
And then you get a reason from them, how they respond to this, how they
And I'm
going to
take data on every single thing they do, everything I do that gets a response, whether it's positive or negative, so that I'll know later whether that song was effective or not.
So, and now there are students that you do actually teach how to play an instrument.
Yes, I actually used to be a music teacher too.
Right.
I taught at a charter school for 4 years, and
You're teaching voice or guitar or
I was teaching K through 6 music. I taught everything.
everything.
Yeah, I
Okay,
taught
very
voice,
cool.
I taught guitar, I taught ukulele and recorders, and we did dances, and we did folk music and everything.
All the
Kindergarten
things that
through
you
6th
do,
grade.
by the way. That's true.
Yes. All the instruments that I actually play are naturally needed in elementary music. Hey,
Yes.
how wonderful is that?
Yeah, I know, right? It just is handy, because you're always carrying around about 5 bags full of stuff hanging out of them, and ukuleles and horns, and or not necessarily horns, but flutes and
Right.
things
No,
like
yeah,
that.
I've never been a horn player, but my flutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you play a lovely flute.
Thank
and
you.
It's pretty awesome. So back to these students. You say, okay, for an example, the 5-year-old that you're teaching. This is an autistic child. What do you run into? What kind of a roadblock do you run into when you're dealing with a 5-year-old that has autism? You know, do you have a communication issue or
Well, this particular child, no, he
Right.
actually communicates very well. But
Right.
I've worked with nonverbal children in the past too,
Right.
and we do things like a picture communication system.
Right.
I'll show them what we're going to do. I'll give them choices, and they can point to the things that they want to do.
And that works. I mean,
Yes.
they will communicate with you. They just don't do it verbally.
Most people who don't have verbal skills still have some kind of communication skills.
Right.
So
I would
there's
think
a
that
lot
would
of
be natural. Yeah.
right. And you know, I'm also not going to force myself onto somebody who doesn't respond positively.
Right.
So if they're not communicating with me and they're not responding to me positively, then they're not the right candidate for
Right.
music therapy.
Have you come across somebody that you just couldn't?
A couple of times. It's
Yeah.
very rare. Most people enjoy music,
Yeah.
but there's been a couple of times where I'm not sure if it was overstimulating for them, if I was just the wrong person. You never really know unless
Right.
they outright tell you.
Right.
But I had done I had done a previous assessment where I watched the child and did interviews with the parents just like normal, and I came in and did the assessment, and I felt that they just did not perform as well with music as they did in other areas.
Right.
And it's very, very rare that happens. But
Right.
there
I
was
would
one
think
time
so.
that I actually had a child be outright hostile to me. Well, he
Really?
clearly doesn't want me around. Music
Right.
therapy is not the right avenue for him.
So we had to
But
find something else.
most people enjoy music and
Right.
want to work on goals
Well,
through
what
it.
is it? Music calms the savage breast. I mean, everybody.
Don't think that's the right quotes.
It took 20 minutes to remember that. Come on. Music, what is it then? Music calms the savage beast. Are you sure it's not breast?
If you want it to be, it can be.
I do.
All right,
All
let's
right.
make it that.
Music calms the savage breast.
I'll stitch it into a pillow for you.
Ooh, please. Never mind. Okay, we're going to walk down that road. I don't want to do that. Okay, behave yourself. So, okay, back to the real world. Back to the real world. When we met, it was so funny. Not when we met, but we had. I guess we were doing a gig, and so we were rehearsing. And for those of you who do not know my cats and kittens, I have a Dalmatian, short bus Dalmatian, and he has epilepsy.
He's adorable.
He is. He thinks he is. You know, he's a land seal now. He's like 13 years old. But anyway, we're rehearsing, and the dog whipped into a seizure, and you didn't even blink. You didn't so much as blink, you know. And I asked you about that, and she said, "Well, I've seen this type of thing before."
I've seen people have seizures. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. I've only seen
I've had
one or two
clients have
people.
seizures right in front of me.
Yeah, it's just one of the things you have to be prepared for. I would imagine, in one way or another, and not to put a negative spin on it, I'm not really trying to put a negative spin on it, but in order to teach music therapy to challenged people, you have to have a pretty thick. I don't know if that's going to be politically correct or not. And to tell you what, I don't care.
I'm not going to correct you. You
been
just
up
go
since
with
4
what
o'clock.
you feel like.
I'm trying to word this correctly here.
You're
See,
doing very
I'm walking on tiptoes. Jay Mackey, how am I doing? Am I walking on tiptoes or not? Jay's out there watching.
I've been watching what he
yeah.
says. Yeah.
So anyway, no, when you're dealing with so many people that have special needs, you got to develop kind of a thick skin. Am I correct in this assessment?
Yeah, and some people
How's that?
don't. Yeah, definitely have to
Yeah.
develop a thick skin. I had
And duck fast.
I had a very quick gag reflex to mucus before I was a music therapist. Like snotty noses.
Understood,
People, just
yes.
even anybody spitting.
Gotcha.
Now I'll just like wipe their noses, whatever. I can wash my hands later.
The mom element has showed up.
You
yeah.
either develop a thick skin or you go
Yeah.
into a different career.
Right. Yeah. Understood. Well, you have certainly stayed with this, and now after, I guess we ran into each other a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't seen you for probably about a few months. And now you have branched out.
Yes.
And what have you branched out into, my dove?
Well, I'm opening my own studio,
Ooh.
Coyote Music Studio.
Right.
And right now I'm starting with the music therapy things. When I was practicing before, it was all in the mid-cities.
Right.
Dallas, Fort Worth, and all in between. And I was traveling all the time.
Yes, you were. You used to keep all your stuff in your car. I remember
I
that.
still keep all my stuff in my car. It's the only way to get it to and from places. Because I've got like, my box of little instruments and
Right.
my visual aids and all that stuff still in my car. Yeah. But before I was traveling all over,
Seriously?
doing more than 100 miles a day.
Gracious.
And I just got to the point where I can't drive like that anymore, and I love Denton too much to move.
Yeah.
I just want to stay here. I want to build my business here. I want to stay where my friends are, and I love them, and I love my family, and this town is amazing. So I decided to do it here. And so I'm building slow, and I'm doing the music therapy side of it first, and I've already got, like I said, the clients at the clinic, the therapy clinic for children with autism.
Right.
And then
Where is that at?
it's Bright Mosaic. It's over on Locust Street, right across from Natural Grocers.
Bright Mosaic. Across the street from Natural Grocers.
Right.
Okay, on Locust Street.
On Locust Street. I wish I knew the exact address.
And when are you there?
I'm usually, I would like to tell you, but I've already feel like I've given too much information, like telling about the students and where they are and when I go is.
Well,
I don't want to give away privacy things.
Well, we're not doing that, but what we are doing is this something that people could come and sign up for?
Well, they could go and they could join.
If somebody out there felt that they needed your services.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Music therapy services from me.
Yes.
If they would like to sign up for private music therapy services, I am doing those out of my home.
Okay.
Bright Mosaic is a therapy clinic, and they have
that's an established clinic.
It's an established clinic. They've got their own therapists who are there who are ABA trained.
You're just one of those guys.
I just come in and do music therapy with them once a week for an hour.
Okay.
An hour. I've got 2 groups that I see there.
Nice. So are these groups? I mean, how many people are in the group?
They're small. There's 3 in each group. It's just a
okay,
small
that's
school
cool.
right now.
Because I'm picturing, you got 12 or 13 people there.
No, it's a small clinic right now. Oh, when I was teaching, I worked with as many as 30 kids in a classroom.
Good gracious.
It's a little chaotic.
Yeah. Well, both of my brothers are teachers, and they say the exact same thing. It's 30 kids, really. At the end of the day, you just want a shotgun,
it's
cull the herd.
It's quite chaotic. And, I've also been substituting in Denton ISD to make a little extra income while I build this studio. And I've been really impressed with I haven't seen more than 20 kids per classroom. Honestly, it's
right.
And
cool.
and if they do have more, I haven't seen it, but they've got a great environment here in Denton.
Awesome. So Coyote
Music Studio.
Where did Coyote come from?
Coyote comes from Old Man Coyote. Do you know the Native
like
American god?
You're looking at one, baby. Okay.
There's a lot of Native American tribes who have myths about Old Man Coyote, and he was a patron of music and dance and storytelling.
I have heard this. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And growing up, he was always my favorite in all of the myths. I love the stories about Coyote.
Right.
The trickster stories.
The tricksters. Those were the first ones I heard.
Yeah, those were always my favorite. And there's so many more out there. He's an interesting character, real diverse.
That's very cool.
I just found out this past spring that he was also the patron of music and dance and storytelling. And
awesome.
All these stories that I've always loved of him, it makes sense. I just didn't realize that. And so,
very cool.
There was nothing else I could have named it.
That's perfect. Yeah, because it kind of fits. I can see where it would tie in. So Coyote Music, and in this, you also talk about the a project that will be coming, which social music classes.
I want to incorporate social music classes eventually.
What is a social music class, my dove? He asked.
Vocal training, instrumental training, music theory through musical games and folklore.
Right.
So basically, using musical games and folklore, the children learn about music theory. Excuse me.
We're out of therapy now.
I'm done with the therapy.
This is not therapy. This is basically anybody who wants to come out.
This is not just for children with special needs. This is for typically developing children as well.
Right.
I would like to do a early childhood class, which
Mm-hmm.
I've had all these classes planned. They've been postponed now as I try to find another space.
Yes.
Right.
Space is imperative.
Yeah,
Yes. Understood.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm working on the music therapy side. As soon as I get that
Yeah.
space worked out, I'm gonna have an early childhood class
Right.
for children 3 through 5,
Good
and
gracious. That's awesome.
That's
That
my
is-
favorite
I love
age.
that. I know. Me too. Me too. Yeah.
they're pretty fun.
They have their moments. They have their moments till they get cranky.
So that one's basically gonna be like early childhood intervention, using music to get them ready for kindergarten kind of things.
Right.
You know, social skills and academic skills
Okay,
and
here's,
just
here's
fun
the,
music.
the $6,500 question. What about teenagers?
Teens and young adults with special needs, I am going to offer a class that's a blend of music and music therapy. Basically, it would be where they learn some musical skills and they learn the basics of music theory
Right.
within a social environment, and we'll do songs like social story songs that would help them in their everyday environment.
Yeah. That to me, that would seem to be the biggest challenge is teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
They've already developed to an extent, and the coolness factor, which is what I'm going to call it right now because I'm being nice. But, you know, you come across somebody that's 14, 15, 16 years old. They're raging hormones. They know everything. And all of a sudden, mama has packed them into the van and shoved them off and said, here, you're going to learn music.
Well, now the difference between what I'm doing is I'm not working with typically developing teenagers,
Right.
because I'm not doing private lessons,
Right.
except for flute. I am going to do private flute lessons.
Right. Now we're back to the therapy, though. This is not the
Right.
social
So
music.
So no, the social music would be for children 3 through 12.
3 through
So
12,
I have
okay.
the early childhood class, which would be 3
Right.
through 5.
Right.
And then a social music class that would focus more on understanding keyboard instruments,
Mm-hmm.
using Orff instruments and guitar and ukulele, depending on the age.
Right.
It would be about 6 through 12. And I would like to
Great
have...
ages. That's
Yes.
perfect. That's perfect.
My idea is actually to have an all-inclusive class of 6 through 12-year-olds, where the older ones can do more complicated music while the younger ones sing. They're basically teaching the younger ones. So you're getting that fourth level of learning.
Yes.
So the first level of learning is where they watch and they observe you doing something. And
Right.
the second level of learning is where they do it on their own.
Right.
And the third level of... I'm sorry, I said that wrong. First level is where they watch. Second level is where they do with you.
Right.
So after they do with you, then they can do it on their
Then
own.
they do it on their own.
Well, there's a
You don't
fourth
throw them to the
level.
wolves immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
There is a fourth level that a lot of people never get to, and that's teaching.
Right.
If you can teach it, then you truly understand it.
So you teach them to be able to communicate that to somebody else or to each other.
So you teach the older ones certain skills.
Right.
And as they're doing those,
They
they
teach
can
the
teach the
youngins.
younger ones those skills. They can-
Fascinating
yeah.
idea. That's really lovely, and we kind of do that. At least I kind of do that with the open mics and have for a long time. I'm really fortunate right now because the open mic that I'm doing allows under 21s, and about almost half of our performers, our regular performers, are under the age of 21.
That's kind of exciting.
You know, the eldest of the bunch is 20, I think.
Nice.
Just turned 21. I got a couple 17-year-olds. I got a slew of 11-year-olds.
Really?
Yes. And I'm starting to gather 14, 15, and 16-year-olds. So I've got a wide range. And what's lovely about it is they go through the drill. They come in, they perform, they get up there, and I will inevitably, when they're done, drag them off and say, okay, this was wonderful, this really stunk. You got to work on this, and you try to be benevolent, but at the same time, you got their attention. And most of them, I've only had this a few times where they just look at me and say, who is this old guy and what does he say? Who is this guy,
Who does he think he is?
Yeah, and if I see that look cross their face, then I just look at them and say, dude, I've been doing this for 1,000 years. I've been fired for more situations than you will ever see in your life.
They don't know yet. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. But by and large, I really try to approach it positively, and to be very, very encouraging. The ultimate compliment is that totally didn't suck. And I do that in front of everybody. When they get up there and they perform, and then I will talk about them as they're coming off the stage, and I will say, okay, here's the verdict. That totally didn't suck. And everybody in the room gets to hear that. And some of them look at me like deers in the headlights, you know. And then somebody inevitably next to them will like nudge them and say, that's the best you're ever going to get, dude. That was an awesome compliment right there. And they learn from that, you know. And the really one of the rewarding things about this whole process, at least for me, has been that several of these guys have gotten together and put together ensembles and put together bands.
The teenagers?
Yes.
Oh,
they've
nice.
formed bands. There's like 3 bands out there running around now that basically met at...
A lot of the people I know that are in bands now are people who met at open mics.
Yes.
And they just formed bands together. It's
I know.
the
And
best place.
From our day, I know. We did it, and some of our buddies did it,
Mm-hmm.
you know. My gosh, Backwater Opera, half of those guys are all up in Berkeley now.
Oh, yeah.
Still together.
They're still playing up there?
Well, 2 of them got married. So they have
That
to
happens.
stay. They have to stay together, yeah. And then they drag. It was Marissa and Robert got married, and then they took Augie, their bass player, and he went with them, and they all went up there, and they're doing Berkeley now.
Nice.
Levi Cobbin of Big Smoke is still
course.
farting around town.
Yeah.
You know, I ran into Matt Grigsby yesterday. You know, so there's another one. So
I saw him at the festival this weekend.
a lot of guys. He actually did my Tom Waits show.
Oh,
He
yeah.
opened it and he emceed it.
What did he play?
He did Chocolate Jesus, of course, and Come On Into the House.
Nice.
And because I left that song for him. That was his. You know, you got that one. But yeah, I mean, you know, these guys that we met years ago, they're still out here running around and still doing the thing, you know. And
Well, yeah, Matt is doing that Denton Songwriters Guild.
yes,
I went to that for the first time at their last meeting.
I have yet to do it, but I really want to. I'm just looking
was
for
fun.
I'm just looking for an opening in the schedule, you know, so I can fit him in. But he's been he hosted a song swap up at Andy's, and I did that with Lydia Lowe, and I did it with my brother Brian,
Nice.
and we had a blast. Brian's another one.
The one that looks like you?
Yeah, yeah. It was like we stuck Lydia in the middle, and there's these 2
So
old
it looks
guys.
like bookends.
Yeah, exactly. And I just looked at Lydia and I said, "You're making 2 old guys feel very happy right now." So, but we had a great time. We had a great night. So, speaking of, where are we at on our clock, Mr. Producer?
It is 7:40.
All right, we're going to take a little break.
Okay.
I would be honored if you would grace us with a tune or 2.
Well, I would love to play. Do you want
Okay.
something upbeat or something sad, or do you have any requests?
No, do your
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
She's making me think. She's making me think. I can't believe this. I know we could do this for like 4
Well,
hours.
I've learned recently that people don't like it when you make them feel too much emotion other than happy.
Right.
So if I play something too sad, they start to tune me out.
Have you met this bunch out there? Okay. Make them feel happy, sweetheart.
Okay.
All right, my cats and kittens, we are going to take a little bit of a break. And are we going to show a video or 2, Mr. Producer? Okay, we're going to show you a video too while we get the lovely Tonya here set up and ready to roll.
All right.
You are tuned into Doggie Time on dentonradio.com. Do not leave the neighborhood. We will be right back in just a few minutes.
Hope I'm Peter. Won't you read my soul? Hope I'm Peter. When I'm here below, everywhere I've been, everywhere I go. Hope I'm Peter. Won't you let me know? You know, gypsy woman in the tent, tell me how my time gets spent. Oh. The scars on me, from my calloused hands to my road-torn feet. I got a broken back, I got a broken heart, and no palm reader, won't you read the stars? You know, gypsy woman in the tent, tell me how my money gets spent. Oh! ain't gonna moan. My lifeline is severed, and my love line is torn. And I work every day, good God, down to the bone. And if these hands could tell the story, then you know. No faith healer, lay your hands on me. I don't need a preacher, I want some mystery. And if you speak in tongues, well, brother, I'm all in. Oh, just don't tell me about my wicked life of sin. And I ain't gonna curse you, and I ain't gonna moan. I need some redemption and a heart made strong. And I work every day, good God, down to the bone. And if these hands could tell the story, then you know. Hey, palm reader, did you see the fights? Did you catch me in the back of the barroom nearly every night? And where do I go now? What do I do from here? Yeah, I got me a woman that I love and I hold so dear. It's so strange feeling, never happened before. And palm reader, won't you tell me more? An old gypsy woman in the tent, tell me how my love gets spent. Oh! And I ain't gonna curse you, no, I ain't gonna moan. My lifeline is severed, my love line is torn. And I work every day, good God, down to the bone. And if these hands could tell the story, then you know. Yeah, if these hands could tell the story, then you know. And if these hands could tell the story, then you know.
You change your mind like the weather here in Texas. Your lips don't say a word, but I can see it in your eyes. You're not sure if you want to rain or shine. You tell yourself you're moving on, 'cause you can't leave it all behind. 2 steps forward, but your feet just won't leave. You've got your whole life in front of you, but you take the back seat and you should burn that bridge just so you'll pick a side. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to say it, but you need me in your life. You've been a mess, you've been a wreck, you've been through hell and back, and now I'm not sure where you've been, but I can only guess. 'Cause you're not sure if you want to rain or shine. You tell yourself you're moving on, 'cause you can't leave it all behind. 2 steps forward, but your feet just won't leave. You've got your whole life in front of you, but to take the back seat, you should burn that bridge just so you'll pick a side. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to say, but you need me in your life. but your feet just won't leave. You've got your whole life in front of you, but you take the back seat. You should burn that bridge just so you'll pick a side. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to say, but you need me in your life. Thank you.
All right, we are back, my cats and kittens, on Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com. And what we're going to do for you right now is grace these airwaves with the lovely dulcet tones of the one and only Tonya Blum. So do it, girl.
All right. This one's called Relief. Never been the one that's in love before. Never been the one who's better afterward. And just moved on. It puts my past in a whole new light, and your outcries of love sound hollow in my ears. What did you expect? Didn't you see this coming? Well, I did. Ask if I'm hurting at all. Say there's no emotion on my face. Oh yeah, I know. And tell your story every now and then as a perfect example of when to say when. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I said it, but I never loved you. What's the word I'm looking for? It might be relief. I feel blessed every day I don't have you around. What's the word I'm looking for? It might be relief. I feel blessed every day I don't have you around. I've never been the one that's in love before. I've never been the one who's better afterward. It kinda feels good. So forget all my confessions of love that should have sounded hollow in your ears. What did you expect? Didn't you see this coming? Well, I did. What's the word I'm looking for? It might be relief. I feel blessed every day I don't have you around. What's the word I'm looking for? It might be relief. I feel blessed every day I don't have you around. Ooh. we still on? Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Is that good? Okay. On a bus from New Jersey, just me and this little girl of 3. I look at her, she smiles at me. She doesn't know what's about to change. Come on, change. Well, it's not like he's been around enough to notice us anyway. Well, I was 8 when they told me, yeah, the doctors, they really, really tried. And I was 12 when I told her I know how he really died. Can't hide. It's not like he was around enough that I noticed it anyway. But I'm trying now in a way I've never tried before. And it's not what I expected, and it's not what poets write about, but it's real. Right now is real. I guess that it changed me, but it made me, and what else should I be? Maybe love took time to find me, but if all those heartaches brought you to me, then I let it be. 'Cause you taught me it's not weakness to lay down and let you carry me. And I'm trying now in a way I've never tried before. And it's not what I expected, and it's not what poets write about, but it's real. Right now is real. There's no pot of gold, the end of this rainbow I found. My silver lining fell down with the rain, but those dark clouds keep on rolling by. They roll on by. And the strength that I see in you reminds me I can do anything. And I'm here with you in a way I've never been before. And it's not what I expected, and it's not what poets write about, but it's real. Right now is real. And I've known the taste of love that burns real fast and dies in flames. It doesn't interest me no more. Real love's a smolder, not a flame. And I'm here with you in a way I've never been before. And it's not what I expected, and it's not what poets write about, but it's real. Right now is real. That's, you want me to do another one?
Get my Energizer Bunny going. All right. I was networking.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything fruitful?
Did I do what?
Did anything come of it?
Yeah, guitar player.
Oh, yay. There you go.
There you go. For this Halloween madness that's coming up. Thank you so much for coming and doing
Thank you
this.
for
I
inviting
really
me. This was
appreciate
fun.
it. Tonya Blum, everybody. And now what we're going to do is we're going to finish this show in traditional fashion.
Okay.
You got to do a bump.
A what?
A bump. You're going to record a bump for posterity.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, and you don't have to do anything special. All you got to do is say, this is Tonya Blum, and you are tuned in to Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com.
Okay. We'll see if I get it right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And in your own time.
All right. All right. This is Tonya Blum, and you are tuned into Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it?
No, you're supposed to answer that. That was not a rhetorical question.
I completely messed it up.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
I knew that you could. Okay.
Do I need to start over?
Yes, let's do it one more time.
Let's do it
one more time.
All right. This is Tonya Blum, and you are listening to Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
I knew that you could. All right. That was perfect. That was awesome. Again, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, my cats and kittens, that was Tonya Blum. And we are done with the first hour of Doggie Time here on DentonRadio.com. And we're live on Facebook as well. Wave to the
Yay, Facebook. Hi, Facebook people.
And so what we're going to do now is we're going to take another brief break. We got another hour coming up. And joining us for the second hour is going to be the mighty Blake Brownlee from Molotov Dogs is going to be in the house. So let us get us set up and put the studio back together. We would like to thank, once again, Mr. Producer, Mr. Magic Fingers, Jake Laughlin over there pushing the buttons.
Yes, thank you, Jake. This was awesome.
He doesn't.
A lot of fun.
He doesn't do too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Not too bad. He's getting better at this.
I don't sound like me in here, but that probably has nothing to do with
Well, I
him.
don't sound like me, and that's a blessing. So, he does really well if you think about it. All right, my
I
cats.
just think I sound differently. I'm sorry.
Well, that's that whole your own voice thing, right? And you're a music therapist. There's a chapter for you. Okay.
There we go.
All right, Captain Kitten, we're going to take a break. We will be back. Do not leave the neighborhood.
Don't leave.
Don't leave.
Don't leave.
Don't leave. Don't leave. We're leaving. Goodbye.
Bye.
Farewell, all the stories that you tell. How I love to hear you say how you left your home and all you've known, and that girl that got away. How you wished you would have stayed. Well, the many miles, many trials you have faced, but still you came on. Across the desert, in the sand, wanting water in your hand. You had wanted to die. But well, the stars were your disguise, and they seem to have left their imprint in your eyes. No one will know all that you have done, but I can write you this song from my all the hell when you sat in your tiny little cell, yet you still wish no one any wrong. They almost stole your soul every time you'd go and try and seek that better life. Why so much strife? No one will know all that you have done, so I had
Mexico seems so long ago in San Luis Potosí. You ask me how come I've had to come so far just not to be free. Says why can't they see? Oh, no matter where the stars were your disguise, they seem to have left their imprint in your eyes. No one will know all that you have done. So I sat down and wrote you this song. I want the world to sing this song for my well.
Shorty, get down, good Lord. Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, she don't play around. Cover much ground, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away, can't get it out of my mind. Oh, I think about the girl all the time. East side to the west side, pushing fat rides, ain't no surprise. She got chicks in the stash, stacking up the cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, she's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10, I wanna get in. Can I get down so I can win? I like the way you work it, no diggity, I gotta back it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I've gotta back it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I've gotta back it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity, I've gotta back it up. She's got class and style, street knowledge by the pound. Baby never act wild, very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is a no, let me tell you how it goes. 'Cause the word spins the verb, lovers it curves, so freak what you heard. Rolling with the fatness, don't even know what the half is. You gotta pay to play just for shorty bang bang to look your way. I like the way you work it, trump tight all day, every day. You're blowing my mind, baby, in time. Maybe I get you in my ride. I like the way you work it. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. That girl looks good. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Play on, players. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. I like the way you work it, no diggity.
I've gotta back it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity. I've gotta back it up. Like the way you work it, no diggity. I've gotta back it up. Like the way you work it, no diggity. I've gotta back it up. Thank you.
And I think we're probably on air now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So now we got to behave ourselves.
No, we don't. Oh, do we?
That's why I love you. That's brilliant. Okay. Pause up, my cats and kittens. Welcome to the second hour of the Doggie Time show here on DentonRadio.com. And we are broadcasting live on Facebook. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. We brought that
I pay
up.
attention.
Do you really?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
sometimes. Well, to you, I pay attention.
Do you? Yeah. It's the first I've heard of that, but that's awesome. Thank you very much. Well, then you know, and they know, we are broadcasting live on Facebook from the Mighty Vic, the Visitors Information Center here at 111. This is impressive. 111 Hickory Street, downtown Denton.
Right on.
I know.
Beautiful downtown Denton.
Beautiful downtown Denton. It is beautiful out there. It's lovely. And we've
Twilight.
got people walking around out there. They're listening to us as we're speaking out there.
All right.
And we are joined, my cats and kittens, if you were probably wondering, or maybe even not, with the lovely and talented Blake Brownlee. Blake Brownlee from Molotov Dogs, as well as some other stuff. And what's the other band?
Lost
you're playing?
Immigrants.
Lost Immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're doing that. You've been doing that for a little while now, haven't you?
Yeah.
So.
Lost Immigrants, I've played lead for them for about 6 years now, I guess.
Oh, wow, has it been that long?
Yeah.
Holy cow, because I remember you said, hey, I found these guys, and that's been 6 years ago. Good
Yeah,
Lord.
it's crazy. I think back on it, and the time just, I don't know where it went.
Tempest Fugit, it does fly.
Yeah.
It does fly. Speaking of, I mean, we've known each other for quite a while. We've done a few gigs. We did a couple shows with the Dogs and the Hellraisers. And,
I actually have your voice on one of my live recordings.
do you really?
Yes.
What was I doing?
You were being yourself, of course.
That could mean anything. Seriously. That's a giant barn door that could have been open right there.
It's on the live record that we did at the Abbey Underground.
That was a Halloween show.
It was the Halloween show.
It was a Halloween show,
yeah.
and you were promptly
Molotov
dressed as a skeleton.
You got it,
I
man.
remember. I was thinking about that today, as a matter of fact, because we're fixing to do another Halloween. Yeah, coming up here.
It comes up every year.
It does.
That's the way that's the way it works.
I've been wondering about that because they do pop up pretty frequently, and I'm going, again, seriously. But it's a season in which, I don't know about you, but me personally, I try to kill myself during that.
with work? Yeah.
This year we do have, in fact, 3 Halloween shows.
Mm-hmm.
But you are going to be playing with the collective
Yeah.
at Mabel Peabody's on October 21st, my cats and kittens. We are officially announcing it. The Crypt Kicker Collective, featuring
I like it.
Blake Brownlee here on lead guitar. We will have the Reverend Matt Hall playing bass.
Also of Molotov Dogs.
Also of Molotov Dogs. Yes, dandy. And it's funny is God, this is going to be like the 4th or 5th gig in a row that we've played with the Reverend.
Yeah.
He just happens to be available, so we drag him up there.
Yeah, he's the boss, man.
We are got Brian King is going to be playing some keyboards, formerly of Collective. What was that called? Contingency Clause.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's got a new project. I think it's just the Brian King thing. I'm not sure.
The Brian King thing.
The Brian King thing.
I
You know
kinda-
what? I'm
kinda like
texting
that.
him that. I'm going to let him know about that one.
Right.
It's called the Brian King thing. And let's see who else. Gary Chase, of course, will be playing some percussions.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a little burlesque that night. Kitty Vicious and Tipsy Cups, I believe, are going to be our dancers. And let's see who else. Oh, of course, we will be joined by Rachel and Clint from Slightly Highly Lovely are going to be our background singers.
Right.
So yeah, I know it just sounds busy already.
Sounds like
doesn't it?
quite the evening.
Quite the
that,
evening.
Everyone needs to make sure to show up and
We're not
be as
finished.
freaky as possible.
We're not
yeah.
finished yet because it is going to be 60s and 50s and 60s sock hop rock and roll. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
it's,
man.
It's going to be sock hop rock and roll at
I'm looking
Mabel
forward
Peabody's.
to that, man.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
So it's going to be a good show. And but we usually put on a barn burner when we can. You have one of the things I love about the watching you play is you have a penchant, you have a love for the hollow body, the semi hollow body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I normalized on the Epiphone Sheridan 2 platform, the Korean version of the Epiphone, and it's
A Korean
solid.
guitar.
Well,
That's
I have to clarify because people they don't know what they're looking at. They,
Yeah.
and there's actually many different versions of the Epiphone semi-hollow, and
There are.
and this is the one that I like.
Yeah.
And some of them, there are some that are better than this one. There's several that are not quite as good as this one, but this one is good because it's solid as a rock. I mean,
Right.
it's a good like live performing instrument.
Yeah.
And it's
It sounds
dependable.
brilliant. It sounds brilliant.
Thank you. It's dependable and it holds its tune,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't really had to do anything to it really. And I have two of them, and I just beat them to crap, and they keep on working. So
And in my experience, the less you have to do, the better. Anyway,
I agree.
that makes a successful gig when you have to do near to nothing.
I
When
agree.
you get there
I
and
mean,
make it look
you're
good.
playing a semi-hollow now too.
Yes, I'm playing an Ibanez, and much to your chagrin, I
Right?
ripped.
Your guitar is very pretty, I gotta say.
It is beautiful.
It's
Lovely
a
blue.
nice- yeah.
Lovely little kind of a
Yeah.
blue-black sunburst thing.
Right.
And I was looking for a Dan Electro, and I was up at
Oh.
Glenn's, and I was looking at a Dan Electro
Mm.
actually, and I heard psst, and I turned around, and there's this Ibanez hollow body and electric hollow body, and I've always wanted one, and. Hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? You should pick me up and fondle me for a little while. And I don't get that. Oddly enough, I don't get that often.
You don't get prickly anymore in a guitar store. Huh?
Exactly. I don't get pick me up and fondle me, but we did, and then I looked up the price tag, and the little heart went, hey.
I can maybe get into this.
I know, right? So
No, I know. Well, that's the thing. There's a balance in there. I mean, you can get a really awesome guitar that works for you, but if it costs too much money, you're afraid to take it out of the house or whatever.
I know.
I mean, you take them to shows. There's always the risk that something's going to get damaged, or
oh God, yes.
You're going to bang it against a monitor or something, and it's
I was
have a dent in it.
I was thinking today of that lovely little saying. It sums up a musician perfectly. Is you take a $5,000 guitar, you put it in a $500 car, you go to a $50 gig, and you run up a $75 beer tab. That's being a musician. Am I right? Am I right?
I know people like that. Yeah.
You
well, I mean,
are people like
I
that.
gotta say there are guitar snobs out there, that would frown on the fact that I use an Epiphone. That's
Yeah.
my gig, right?
Yeah.
And Epiphones, from the history, they have some really awesome guitars.
They do.
The
They
modern
do.
era of Epiphones, it's way more hit or miss, and in fact, a lot of it's miss, right?
Yeah,
And so, I'm just like, look, this thing it's kicking, and I go around. I go around the circle every now and then. I say, well, what if I switch to a Telecaster, right? Or I used to have a Strat, and Strats are awesome. I'll get a hot rail on it or
Man,
whatever, and I'll do it.
I don't think I've ever watched
but-
you play a solid body guitar.
You never saw me play the Gretsch? You might have.
I don't know.
Way
I
back
don't
in the day.
remember. It must have been.
It would have been way back in the day, but I don't play the Gretsch anymore because
Right.
it's like a very expensive guitar, and I only use it for recording anymore.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the fact is that there's a difference in it's like a tool for it's like a tool just like any other thing, right?
Right.
Hammers, wrenches, screwdrivers, whatever.
Guitars.
So you don't want to use the screwdriver to put in a nail, right? Unless you absolutely have to, right? So
You don't?
I'm not saying I've never done that.
Darn it. I know, right? I'm actually starting to get good at it, but still.
Right. So the record from a recording standpoint, sure, I'll use the Epiphone Sheridan 2.
Right.
But I also diversify the sound a lot, and I'll use the Gretsch, and I'll borrow other instruments. I have friends that will loan me Telecaster, friends that will loan me a Strat
trusting
or whatever.
friends.
Well, I think they're my friends.
Well, they must be if they're going to loan you a guitar and say, "Hey, check this out. Go do your thing, Blake." So,
Yeah, right.
I got one of the best basses. Went back in the 1,000 years ago. Actually, it was about 15 presidents ago when I played bass. One of the best basses I ever played was a $125 Yamaha. Through a stack of Gailey and Kruger,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
still, it was like 750 watts. So screw your Marshalls. Look what I got, But that guitar, it was just beautiful. It felt good. It was nice, and it wasn't too big. I played a Rick before that, and that was kind of large, but I still, it was a Rick. So
They're beautiful, man.
They are. But this little Yamaha just came out of nowhere. I didn't even own it. It was the guitar players, and started using it. And through that Galeon, I mean, it was just, oh my gosh, it was just the perfect bass.
Yeah.
And I think I beat on it for about 3 years. Put every nick and groove and little ding in it that
Right,
it has.
but if you were going to play bass now in whatever band you're doing now, you probably wouldn't go with that rig, right? You'd go with something completely different.
You know what? I would probably go with
go
that
back to
rig. Yeah.
The Galen Kruger and everything?
Yep. I'm not huge on experimentation as far as that goes.
Oh, so you're very conservative.
I'm very conservative as far go with what you know, because then if you fall off the stage, you know where you're headed. Okay. Am I correct? So
Not that you've ever fallen off the stage before.
Not a time, I can't say.
For any reason.
Maybe so. And I noticed you brought your little tuner there.
Yes,
your
sir.
$16 tuner.
$8, actually.
It's $8 tuner. Oh, that's right. You bought 2 of them.
Actually, I might have got it on sale for $5. I don't know.
Wow, you are cheap. That's awesome. Although, you know what? Rachel Ann from Slightly Highly Lovely showed up the other day with a capo that had a tuner in it.
Nice.
Have you seen this?
Yeah. Wow. I've never seen that before.
It's a capo, and it's got a tuner built into it.
That's pretty smart. People don't think about that. They capo their strings, and you're just gonna, you're dealing with the, a shortened string now, so it might not be the sound, the specific sound that you're looking for.
Exactly.
So. Yeah.
Well, it's better than having all that crap hanging on the end of your guitar. Which
have you seen the Gibson that self tunes?
No.
Yeah, it's been around. It's been out for a few years.
That creeps me out.
Well, a buddy of mine.
It's like the Google version of guitars. It does it for you.
I was in San Jose a few years ago, and I played a couple of. I played some open mics up there. It was a lot of fun, but blues open mics.
Of course.
Which I don't know if you've ever done blues open mics. They're intimidating as anything, right? Because you get these amazing players that come out of nowhere, and they just look like, I don't know, college professors, and they get up there and they just shred, and it's like, oh my god. Well, anyway, my buddy went up there and he had one of these self-tuning Gibson guitars. It's like a Les Paul,
Right.
And they're just ridiculously expensive. You push a button and it just tightens up the strings. I'm like,
oh my god!
You're cheating, man. I mean, you got to deal.
I know.
I don't know.
That's just
deep inside.
That's
I'm deeply jealous, but I'm gonna talk trash anyway.
Speaking of trash, you are blues based. You are very blues based.
Yeah.
You do the blues thing.
Well, so I grew up learning music that came out of the 80s and early 90s.
Right.
And back then, even metal was blues based. A
course,
lot of it was. I won't say all of
absolutely.
it, but a lot of it was still blues based.
There is an argument. A lot of those guys came from blues bands.
Exactly. I mean, if you go back and listen to some of the early thrash bands, I mean, they're still doing like 1-4-5. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's real. I mean,
dude,
it's interesting.
Beethoven did 1-4-5. So did Chopin.
So Beethoven rocked the blues. Well,
yeah, he did.
Anyway, but yeah, I mean that. I was a kid that learned heavy metal, coming out, and and some of those guys, without it was like on a subconscious level, I knew there was something about this that carried over into more traditional music, and that I guess I was drawn into that, and And I don't know. I had a really good teacher, Thad Bonduras.
Yes.
A lot of guys have come out of Denton taking music from Thad, and I highly recommend him. He's very, very good.
Bonduras Music, which I
Yeah.
believe is down on Locust Street, I want to say. But yeah, Thad is an amazing player.
He's an amazing player. He still plays out.
Well, he plays with Laidazzo Hot Club, I believe, still. Or he was.
Yeah, he plays with various
Everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
various
He's
guys.
one of those guys. One of us guys now.
But yeah, he helped me kind of get started, and then I started getting into playing out, in the high school days, sneaking out and getting into places I wasn't supposed to get into, and
Did you really?
pretending like I knew what I was doing. But that's just that's what you do to learn, and.
Absolutely.
I grew up in Denton, and growing up back then, you had Fry Street Fair going on, and
Yes.
and that was an amazing time. People that grow up that come out of Denton now, it was a different place back then.
True.
In
true,
a lot,
true.
in some very distinct ways.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was dirtier.
Yep.
Right.
It was dirtier. It was
raw,
dirtier.
more raw. In
that's
pretty
a
much any sense you can think
Good
of.
way to put it. That's a
right?
really good way
It was
to put
really
it. Yes.
raw.
Was it so refined as well, if you want to call it refined now, but it has been refined. Absolutely.
I mean, you had
Absolutely.
bands like Baboon and Brutal Juice. And,
I remember them. I remember
well,
Brutal Juice.
and Brave Combo,
Brave
right?
Combo was still there.
You had these really just kind of raw, edgy, I don't give a crap, I'm going to do my thing kind of bands. They're
Yeah.
coming out and just doing it.
Yeah.
And people they soaked it up, man.
Yep.
And, so growing up in this town, being influenced by that,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it ruined me, the rest is history.
The rest
right?
is history. You have been ruined. That's absolutely right. God, I've been corrupted to
Yeah.
the bone, as a matter of fact. And I love it, though. I wouldn't trade it for the world, seriously.
Yeah.
We look around, and there's just really no place like this place.
Yeah.
And which is, I mean.
Well, music's such a strong piece of the culture here,
It
for sure.
seriously is. Seriously is.
And you can
And-
throw a baseball and hit 5 or 6 guitar players and a drummer.
The drummers are the ones we're all looking for, though, right?
Yeah. There's
So-
a low end on the ratio scale there.
Exactly.
So the word is, kids, if you want to make money, play the drums.
Absolutely. You work. And drummers and bass players, they work.
Yeah, that's true. The bass players will work. Yeah.
Keyboard players, yeah, they will for certain things.
Yeah.
I've been killing myself looking for a clarinet player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want to try clarinet, and I found I've got a handful of really brilliant saxophone players, but none play clarinet.
You're right.
And so yeah, I would really like to try somebody playing. So if you're out there, my cats and kittens, and you are around the Denton area, and you want to jam on a clarinet with Doggie, give me a shout.
Yeah.
Or give him a shout, and he'll put you in touch with me.
Word.
Yeah. So you got a Facebook for Molotov Dogs. What are the dogs up to these days?
We are writing a lot of music right now.
Do some new stuff.
Yep. And just kind of taking it easy. I've been pretty busy playing with Lost Immigrants mostly
Right.
lately, and
So-
Matt's been playing in a couple of projects, so we're split.
I've been
but
keeping
we're-
him busy,
but we're
so,
still
yeah.
engaged at the same time. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking to probably set up a show or two, maybe later in the fall.
That would be awesome.
Just to keep the juices flowing.
Absolutely.
We've been around. I mean, we started playing, I guess, in 2009, 2010, something like that.
Yeah, it's been that long.
And so it's an older band in terms of its age.
Yeah.
And
You've got quite a few alumni too. That's
and you
bumped in
know
out
how
of
it goes. I mean, once you reach a certain maturity level of the act, it's you're either going to blow up or you're just going to kind of harvest it, right? So we're
Yeah.
kind of in the harvesting stage right
Yeah.
now. We're just kind of rolling with it and
It's kind of
not
what we did.
not pushing it to kind of like Hellraisers type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It was you especially keeping one together for so long like that. A little hiatus now and then is not a bad thing.
True
it
that.
really isn't.
Yeah.
Get some breathing.
Yeah.
And because you don't want to get stale. And end up playing the same bloody thing all the time, and so and I went through that, and went to kind of extremes. I thought, okay, I'm just going to change everything, and right now the culmination of that is you and I are going to be at Mabel Peabody's playing 50s and 60s rock and roll.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how
Let's do
far away you
Let's
could
do
get
it.
from what I was doing a year ago at this time. You know, from steampunk to that. You know.
Well, you're also going to play a heavy metal show, as I understand.
Yes, I
Hey,
am.
it's Denton, man.
That's,
I mean,
it is Denton. Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead, my cats and kittens. We don't have a time yet, but yours truly is going to be playing with Diesel Beast. And we kind of floated that one on Facebook a little bit and got like 80 hits. And it was like, why? I said, yeah, it's going to be hysterical. But like we were talking, they're all ex-Hellraisers anyway. But yeah, Doggie's going to do some heavy metal.
Awesome.
Going to do some heavy metal, and then that's going to be the 28th.
Yeah.
And then the 27th, we're going to take the collective show from the 21st at Mabel's and the the Diesel Beast show, and shove that all together and do it at Abbey Underground on the 27th. So that week is I've got 3 gigs with 2 different bands playing at least 20 new songs.
And that's why you make the big bucks.
Really?
See, there it is, Jake. I was waiting for the opportune time to throw that in there.
The big. I do not understand what that phrase means. Would you please explain? What is this big bucks thing? It sounds fascinating. Really?
Right.
Does it involve, like money? Is that what it is? Oh my gosh, the root of all evil, and we're all trying to get some.
You gotta pay the bills somewhere. Right?
Yeah, somebody kept telling me that, and I do it. Go out and pay my bills, and and then. I'm not sure it makes sense, but I'm still doing it. It's that right now. At this point, it's just actually a habit.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it causes you to do some
and we all need a
interesting
break.
things. Yeah, from habits.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. So, what time we got, Mr. Producer? How we doing on time? 8:30. Well, I think, sir, it's about time that we took a little break and then set you up. You have. Graciously accepted to play us a little tune.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Was that it?
Let's do it.
Je challenge.
As Tone Loc would put it, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. We're going to have the contest. We're going to have the radio voice contest. That's right. So what we're going to do, my cats and kittens, is we're going to take a little break here, right?
No. We're going to take a break.
We're going to take just a break, not a little break.
Just one moment.
One moment.
And then we're going to come back, and you will enjoy what you hear.
You say that now. Okay. That's not
I don't know
bad.
what that was. I'm just gonna stop now.
That's just freaking creepy is what that was. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm getting ready for the Halloween show.
All right, then. That works. Well, what we are going to do in real life is, like he says, we're going to take a little bit of a break here and get Brother Blake set up, and he's going to grace us with a couple tunes.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do. Sounds like a plan. We are Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com here at the Mighty Vic. Don't leave the neighborhood. We're going to be right back. Push the button, Max.
headed out as soon as I came of age. Only came back for some holidays. One by one, my family turned the page. Now they're all dead and in the ground. I've no reason to come around. Now I'm a stranger in my hometown. Where I'm from, we all play for the red team. We all share the same morality. Other voices won't be heard no matter what they scream. If you vote blue, they'll put you down. I no longer hang around. That's why I'm a stranger in my hometown. Message in the church pews, it's always been the same. It's fire and brimstone, sinners and shame. But you can't find the source of love in the fear of the flame. No, I'm no longer heaven bound, since I no longer hang around. That's why I'm a stranger in my hometown. Now I found a new place to return from where I roam. I can be myself and not have to be alone. Wherever you are raised doesn't have to be your home. Home is where you settle down, where you love to hang around. And now I'm proud to be a stranger to my hometown.
You realize when we finally do a blues show, this is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be awful.
Yeah,
Okay, are we back, Mr. Producer? We are back. All right, my cats and kittens, as promised, we are going to grace the airwaves with the lovely and talented, what's your name again? Oh, Blake Brownlee. So do the thing, son.
Bro, I've been called a lot of things. Lovely, man. That's got to be a first.
Well, cherish it.
Cherish it. All right, I'm gonna own that one. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna play a song that's on the last record that we put out for Molotov Dogs. This song it's a double entendre, like a whole lot of our music is. Which for all you folks that have graduated college, it means two things at the same time. So yeah, in this case, it means something because of everything that's going on in the Houston area right now. Everyone's getting flooded out, so this creek's rising. Good God willing, the creeks don't rise. I'll just sit here and ease my mind. Won't be a break to my peace. There's so much noise and dust in the land. Misguided youth all covered in sand. Everyone trying hard to win the race. I see you hustling to get ahead. When you look around, what you see instead? See yourself back to square one. Best to kick it back just a notch. Don't let the world kick you in the crotch. Find a place for you and not your clone. And good God willing, I hope the creeks don't rise. I ain't moving, so kiss my ass goodbye. Paid my dues in full 1,000 times. And good God willing, I hope the creeks don't rise. Spend more your time and money just to get more time and money. Somehow the numbers don't fill the hole. Maybe if you work some more by digging the ditch or tending the store, selling your seed for a little soul. And somewhere along, so you lost the point. Gotta work real hard so you can drink a pint or dip or smoke. That's your thing. When you look around, not much left. The time and treasure that's not been spent. Time to hit the mine again. Good God willing, I hope the creeks don't rise. But I ain't leaving, so kiss my ass goodbye. Paid my dues in full 1,000 times. Good God willing, I hope the creeks don't rise. Candles at both ends. You should be there with your friends. They're no good for you, I know. But it's fertilizing for your soul. Good God willing, I hope the creeks don't rise. But I ain't leaving, so kiss my ass goodbye. Pay my dues in full 1,000 times. Good God willing, I hope the creeks don't rise. 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 Alrighty. Hope y'all like that, man. Yeah, creek's rising, man. So that's for Houston, I guess. So we got a couple other pretty cool jams on that last record we do. I'm gonna play another one. This is a song about another instrument that I used to have. It's a banjo. I don't play the banjo, but I really wanted to learn how to play the banjo. It was one of those 4-string Gibsons, like really nice, and this thing probably was older than me. And well, a friend of mine just up and 5-finger discounted that thing, so it's no longer around, and I can't learn how to play it. So, and I'm real good friends with with Jesse Thompson, but he doesn't let me borrow his funky-looking banjo, so I guess I'm just stuck playing the 6-string guitar, So anyway, this is a song called "Where's My Daddy's Banjo." Where's my daddy's banjo? I wanna play it, tear it up. I wanna get busy like Jesse Thompson, show everybody what's up. I looked everywhere, it ought to be, but I think I loaned it to that gin. Can't play the banjo right now 'cause it was sold with a dog to pay the rent. Where's my daddy's guitar? I wanna play it, tear it up. I wanna get busy like Haberlika and show everybody what's up. I looked everywhere it ought to be, but I think I loaned it to that chin. Can't play the guitar right now 'cause it was sold with a dog to pay the rent. What do I have left? I can't play. I can't hum this damn tune all day. I want my daddy's banjo here to stay. Where's my daddy's blues harp? I wanna play it, tear it up. I wanna get busy like Brian Goggins and show everybody what's up. I looked everywhere it ought to be, but I think I loaned it to that gym. Can't play the harp right now 'cause it was sold outright to pay the rent. What do I have left? I can't play. I can't hum this damn tune all day. I want my daddy's banjo here to stay. Pretty things to make the dance hall cook. The guitar, the blues harp, the fiddle, my daddy's banjo, where to look. I loaned that gent with a firm handshake, the source of my daddy's pride. And I didn't realize the rent was due, that I was in for a ride. Where's my daddy's fiddle? I wanna play it, tear it up. I wanna get busy like Star Party and show everybody what's up. I looked everywhere it ought to be, but I think I loaned it to that gin. Can't play the fiddle right now 'cause it was sold outright to pay the rent. What do I have left? Well, I can't play. I can't hum this damn tune all day. I want my daddy's banjo here to stay. I can't help but laugh when I play that song. I don't know. It just it cracks me up. I mean, it's just a true story. It's a blues-based, rock jam, whatever. And like most blues songs, there's some deep heartache in there somewhere, But hey, at least I got a song out of the deal, right? At least that's what I told my daddy, I'm not sure he concurs with that trade-off, but what are you gonna do? All right, so I think I'm going to do one that's pretty new. As you could probably tell, the writing style that I engage in has got a lot of humor built into it. I mean, if you go back and I actually looked at the lyrics of some of the songs I was listening to whenever I was learning how to play guitar, I mean, that stuff, some of it was just whacked out. I know you know what I'm talking about. So I guess maybe that influenced my lyric writing a little bit. And my partner in crime, Mr. Reverend Matt Hall, he's contributed some of this, so he's not off the hook either. So, all right, this next song is another one of those double entendres. So this one is, I'm not going to tell you what it's about. You can figure this thing out on your own, all right? It's what you call chicken fried.
Some people like gravy with bacon underneath. Grilled grits with a cornbread too. Pull the gristle from your teeth. Some people like barbecue with baked beans and slaw. $6 lattes with room hot and tall. Yeah, we all like a chicken fried. Said we all like a chicken fried. Hey. We all like a chicken fried. Said we all like a chicken fried. Hey. Some people like it dirty, like jambalaya rice. Some people like it greasy, put your veggies in there nice. Old grandma with a walking cane still likes it smoking hot. Some people like it stinky, like sauerkraut on top, yeah. We all like a chicken fried, said we all like a chicken fried, hey. We all like a chicken fried, said we all like a chicken fried, hey. Take it to the bridge. If you're gonna go my way, step to the plate. Baby, I got to know. You're gonna go my way, step to the plate. Baby, I got to know. You know I'm easy, I keep my standards low. Baby, I got to know. You know I'm easy, keep my standards low. Baby, I got to know, yeah. You're like a chicken fried, said we all like a chicken fried. We all like a chicken fried, said we all like a chicken fried. We all like a chicken fried, so we all like chicken fried. Hey, we all like a chicken fried, so fry that chicken right. We all like a chicken fried, so we all like a chicken fried. We all like a chicken fried, so we all like a chicken fried. We all like chicken fried, so we all like chicken fried. Hey, we all like a chicken fried, so fry that chicken right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I like to fry. I like to eat me some fried chicken, boys and girls, my cats and kittens. How about you, Mr. Bone Doggie?
How about me?
I know you like to eat you some fried chicken every now and then.
Oh my gosh. Going to do that tonight, as a matter of fact.
Ooh, yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
I'm going to get me into some fried chicken.
That's why.
I make it sound so dirty, right?
Cats and kittens, this is the worst influence on Bone Doggie in this town. Between you and Brett Crow, you're just awful. I swear to God, should not hang around you people. So that was lovely. Well
thank you
done.
very
That
much.
was just
Thank you
that
very
was just excellent. I loved every minute of that. That was brilliant. Quartz Grinders out there clapping, so he liked it
Hey,
too.
Mr. Garner, what's up?
So thank you so much for coming out and doing this. Have totally enjoyed it.
Totally, dude. Let's do it again.
Well, we're gonna do that. A river run dry of that Texas town with a shack out on the range. Let me know if you wanna go to that home out on the range. They got a nice kitty cats out there. How, how. You got to do that part. How.
I'm cracking up too much to be able to do it.
I know. It's just ridiculous. Again, thank you so much for coming out and doing this. We're going to do a bump.
All right.
Okay. What you got to say is this is Blake Brownlee, and if you want to say from Molotov Dogs or from whoever
Lost
you're playing with
Immigrants,
this week, Lost Immigrants.
By the way, Lost Immigrants is playing Friday night.
Where are you at Friday night?
We're playing at the White Elephant Saloon in.
Oh, I've done the White Elephant. That's a lovely place. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun
It's a
down
good
there.
time.
It's a wacky crowd
It's a good
down
time,
there.
man.
Yeah, it's one of Tim Love's places,
people
I
dance.
think, or it used to be.
Yeah, people dance up there.
They do. They do. They get up and shake the booty.
Mm-hmm.
So go out. And when is this?
Friday night.
Friday night. Come out, shake the booty at the White Elephant down there in Fort Worth. Fort Worth.
Funky Town.
Funky Town. And come out, honestly, come out October 21st, Mabel Peabody's Beauty Parlor and Chainsaw Repair for probably the oddest show you're going to see. It's just going to be a blast. It's going to be rock and roll, and it's going to be toe tapping and dancing. Wear a costume. We'll have a little burlesque, and we'll have a little rock and roll, and just a night of revelry and
debauchery.
Yes. I wasn't going to say that, but you did, didn't you?
Well, I'm assuming.
You're assuming. I mean,
they do repair chainsaws in this place.
They do.
Allegedly.
And we may have one of those, but anyway, there'll be a assumed level of debauchery and just, tapping the foot and dancing and having a revel time, bringing in All Hallows Eve a week early. Right. So, and you're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Our miscreant friends are going to be with us. And we hope that you will be out there as well. So, as we say au revoir or bonsoir, however you want to do that, you do. This is Blake Brownlee from whoever I'm playing with this week. And you are tuned in to Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com.
All right. This is Blake Brownlee from Molotov Dogs and Lost Immigrants. And you're tuned in to Doggie Time on DentonRadio.com.
Can you dig that?
Oh, yeah, baby.
I can dig it, too. Thank you so much, my cats and kittens. We will be back in 2 weeks. Until then, stay dry, and we'll catch you on the flip side. This is Bone Doggie, and what's his name over here? Yeah. You are tuned into DentonRadio.com. We would like to thank producer extraordinaire Jake Laughlin for pushing the buttons. We'll catch you on the flip side. Until then, ciao bella. Good night.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to check out DentonRadio.com for new Denton artists and where they're playing next. While you're surfing the internet, make sure you check out our friends Classic of Denton at ClassicofDenton.com.